Well, hi, hello, my dear students. Welcome to my video lecture class. Right up to now, I uploaded video lectures on the chapter current electricity. So, I completed all lectures on the chapter current electricity. Right now, I am going to discuss the new chapter, magnetic effect of current. This is the fourth chapter in our 12th. So please watch all lectures beginning onwards. This chapter is very important for the board as well as a NEET point of view. Chapter name is magnetic effect of current. So this will plays a crucial role for the NEET as well as a board point of view. So beginning onwards, watch all lectures, observe lectures carefully. Definitely you will get all concepts of this chapter with 100% accuracy. Alright. So in this chapter I am going to start fundamentals of this chapter, and after that I will enter into numericals based upon the concepts and formulas, and I will discuss a typical problems in this chapter. So my dear students, I will cover a board as well as a NEET. So both the tracks together. So please watch the lecture till the end. Definitely you will get all concept crystal clear. Right. So today's concepts I am going to discuss. First one is Oersted experiment. This topic is very interesting. Oersted experiment. Next, Biot-Savart's law. Biot-Savart's law. Next, a vector form of Biot-Savart's law. Next, direction of magnetic field. So these are the topics I am going to discuss. First one is Oersted experiment. Second topic is Biot-Savart's law. Next one, vector form of Biot-Savart's law. Vector form of Biot-Savart's law. Next, direction of magnetic field. So direction of magnetic field, we had some laws. Okay. So what are the laws to represent the direction of magnetic field? We are going to discuss. Right. Now I will start with Oersted experiment. Oersted experiment. Oersted experiment and his observations. Oersted experiment and his observations. My dear student, actually before 18th century, so we don't have an idea about electromagnetism concept before 18th century. Before 18th century, we don't have an idea about the term electromagnetism. So we don't have an idea about electromagnetism before 18th century. In the 17th century and 16th century, we don't have an idea about electromagnetism. So everyone is thinking that electricity is a different concept and magnetism is a different concept. There is no relation between electricity and magnetism. Everyone thinks that there is no relation between electricity and magnetism. You got my point? Before 18th century, we don't have an idea about electromagnetism principle. Electricity is a different concept, magnetism is a different concept. Everyone thinks like that. But after 18th century, that means in 1860s, the scientist Oersted. In 1860, Oersted tells that electricity is related to magnetism. There is a relation between electricity and magnetism. Before Oersted, he was the first introducing the concept of electromagnetism principle. Oersted is the first scientist introducing the concept of electromagnetism principle. Before his words, before he is telling, nobody knows there is a relation between electricity and magnetism. He was the first scientist. He tells that there is a relation between electricity and magnetism. He tells that there is a relation between electricity and magnetism. Electricity and magnetism. There is a relation between electricity and magnetism. He tells that there is a relation between electricity and magnetism. Okay. So this is Oersted. He was the first scientist. He tells that there is a relation between electricity and magnetism. Right. So now I would like to discuss how he tells this point. How can he tells that there is a relation between electricity and magnetism? What experiments he did? So what experiments he done? By what experiments he has to explain that there is a relation between electricity and magnetism? I will discuss now. This is just introductory part. If you want to write, you can. Otherwise, don't want. This is just introduction. Okay. So, what we got from this introduction, my dear student, simple thing. Only 2 points here important. Before 18th century, we don't have an idea about there is a relation between electricity and magnetism. Electricity is a different concept. Magnetism is a different concept. So everyone thinks like this in before 18th century. But after 1860, in 1860s, Oersted is a scientist. He tells that there is a relation between electricity and magnetism. Electricity and magnetism are not different concepts. So both are interrelated. Electricity and magnetism both are interrelated. And he introducing the concept of electromagnetism principle. So these all the things it can be explained by Oersted. So how he can explain and what experiments he did. So now we will discuss. Oersted statement. What he tells: the current carrying conductor produces a magnetic field. The current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. Well, to continuing my lecture on the chapter magnetic effect of current. So observe this. What is Oersted statement? The current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. If current is passing through any conductor, conductors are nothing but like copper, iron, aluminum. So these metals are called conductors. So current passing through these metals will produce magnetic field. For example, Let us consider this is one copper rod. This is one copper rod. Some current is passing through this rod. Let I be the current passing through this rod. You know, all metals are good conductors. Then what is this rod? Copper rod. Copper rod. Okay. Current carrying to this copper rod. So after some time, it will act as a magnet. This current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. For example, if you connect this copper rod to battery source, so some electric wire is if you are wound around this, or it may be passing through this. Some electric wire is wound around this. Okay, let us consider a copper rod. Some electric wire is wound around it, and that is connected to a battery source. Definitely electric current is passing through it. Electric current direction is always from positive to negative terminal. This is a positive to negative terminal direction. This is current direction. Electric current is passing through this rod. This setup, this rod, current carrying copper rod, will behave as a magnet. It will produce magnetic field. It will produce magnetic field. My dear student, we have two types of magnet: natural magnet, artificial magnets. How many types of magnets we have? Two types of magnet. Two types of magnets. First one is natural magnets. Second one is artificial magnets. So we have two types of magnets: natural magnets, artificial magnets. Artificial magnets can be prepared by using this Oersted experiment. So Oersted statement: current carrying conductor will produce magnetic field. That means the current carrying conductor behave as a magnet. For example, if you consider copper rod, if electric wire is wound around it, that electric wire is connected to a battery source. Some electric current is passing through this wire. So then current is passing through this rod. The current carrying rod will behave as a magnet, and it will produce a magnetic field. That means if you are place any needle, definitely that needle will deflect. If you place any needle nearer to it, it will deflect. If we place any needle nearer to this rod, then needle will deflect. Due to magnetic field produced from current carrying copper rod. If you place any needle nearer to it, definitely that needle will deflect. Deflect means it is going to be some shaking. It is going to be some disturbing. If you place here, definitely the position is going to be changes. For example, if you place like this initially, after some time the position of needle should going to be like this. After some time the position of the needle going to be like this. That means the position of the needle going to be changes, and it is going to deflect. Why it is deflect? Because the current carrying conductor will behave as a magnet. That magnets are called artificial magnets. Nowadays we are using 90% magnets are artificial magnets. In our surroundings, every magnet is artificial magnets. So that should be prepared by using like this statement, by Oersted statement only. Okay, if you take any rod, current is passing through that rod, after some time the rod will behave as a magnet, because it will produce magnetic field. It will produce some magnetic field. Okay, So that's why if you place any needle nearer to it, definitely that needle will deflect due to magnetic field produced from current carrying rod. So what is the statement of Oersted? So I will recapitulate the concept one more time. So please observe carefully. Oersted statement: the current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. Next, this is the statement of Oersted. So here a simple setup I am considering. So I will consider some copper rod. Copper rod is a conductor, a good conductor. Copper is a good conductor. So if you wound an electric wire around it and it is connected to a battery source, okay, we connected to a battery source. If you take copper rod or it may be iron rod, any rod, no problem at all. Copper rod or it may be iron rod, any rod, because it is, we must require conductor. So it is a conductor, iron rod I consider. Some current is passing through this. This current carrying conductor produces a magnetic field. Magnetic field. How can we know it will producing magnetic field? Because we are placing some needle nearer to it. Nearer to it, the needle will deflect. The position of the needle will change. That indicates this current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. It will behave as a magnet. These magnets are artificial magnets. We have two types of magnets, natural magnets and artificial magnets. Nowadays we are using 90% in our daily life is artificial magnets. So this is Oersted statement. Next we will discuss experiment, Oersted experiment. And his what is Oersted experiment? Now we will discuss Oersted experiment. Oersted experiment. What is his experiment? We will discuss. Oersted experiment. First point: if needle, that needle is nothing but magnetic needle. So if we are placing magnetic needle, okay, so magnetic needle held above the wire, otherwise held on the wire. The magnetic needle held on the wire or above the wire, and the current is passing from north pole to south pole, south pole to north pole, south pole to north pole. Magnetic needle. Current is passing from south pole to north pole of magnetic field, magnetic needle. Then magnetic needle deflects. Deflects towards west. Deflects towards west. So generally magnetic needle symbol is like this. So we are indicating magnetic needle symbol like this. So this is a diagram for magnetic needle. This is south pole and this is a north pole. This is a north pole. This is a figure of magnetic needle. If you place this magnetic needle on the wire, magnetic field on the wire, if you take any wire, for example, this is the wire, this wire is connected to a battery source. Okay, this is a setup. If you bring this needle and we place on the wire, okay, on this electric wire setup, the current is passing from south pole to north pole. If current is passing from south pole to north pole of magnetic needle, then magnetic needle deflect towards west. Magnetic needle deflects towards west. For example, if you take this is a, if you are taking this is a north, and here it is south, and this is a west, and this is east. So if you take this needle and placing here, so definitely if current is passing from south to north, if current is passing from south to north, current direction, here current direction, here current direction, south to north. Magnetic needle deflects towards west. Towards west. So this is observation he did. This is the experiment he did by Oersted. Oersted is taking magnetic needle that should contains two poles, north pole and south pole. That needle is placed on the electric wire. That needle is placed on this electric wire. He placed that needle on this electric wire. Then, if current is passing from south pole to north pole, the needle will deflect towards west. The needle will deflect towards west. That means current direction is south to north, then magnetic needle deflects towards west. So this is the first observation of Oersted. This is the first observation of Oersted. This is the first observation of Oersted. Next. If magnetic needle as a second point, first point already we discussed, observations of Oersted. Second point, if magnetic needle held on the wire and the current is passing from now south pole to north pole. Here they given, now on the wire, below the wire. This is second point. So please observe carefully. First point, second point, only the two sentence difference. Two words are different. In the first point, the point of experiment, Oersted experiment, he placed a magnetic needle on the wire. In the second step, he placed magnetic field below the wire, and current is passing from north pole to south pole. Current is passing from north pole to south pole of magnetic needle. Then magnetic needle deflects towards east. So first observation already you know. What is the first observation? Magnetic needle placed over the or placed on the electric wire. Current is passing from south to north. Magnetic needle deflects towards west. That is the first statement. First observation of Oersted. First step did by Oersted. Now here second step. What is the second step? Now current direction is changes. Mainly he did two steps. First step, magnetic needle placed on the wire. Current direction is south to north, and that needle will deflect towards west. And here in second step he did here current direction north to south. Okay, current direction north to south. Then magnetic field, magnetic needle deflects towards east. Okay, if current direction here, current direction is north to south, and magnetic needle deflects. Here, what is the main points? Magnetic needle placed below the wire, and current passes direction north pole to south pole, and it deflects. It deflects towards east. Okay, so this is a second observation. Second observation of Oersted. So he did the second step in this Oersted experiment. Oersted did this. So here two steps we are observed. One is if magnetic needle placed on the electric wire, current is passes south to north, then magnetic needle deflects towards west. That is first step. Second step, if magnetic needle placed below the wire, current direction north to south, magnetic needle deflects towards east. My dear students, based upon these two statements, what we are concluded? What is the conclusion of this Oersted? What is the conclusion of Oersted experiment? What is the conclusion? What is the conclusion after these two statements? What is the conclusion? Conclusions or observations Oersted experiment. First point, the current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. So how he tells this, how he concluded this? Because here magnetic needle is deflected. When the magnetic needle is deflected, simple thing, please imagine, if any magnetic material is deflected due to magnet only, because magnet produce magnetic field lines. Every magnet will produce magnetic field lines. That magnetic field lines are responsible for deflection. So that means whenever magnet is there, then only magnetic field is produced. If magnetic field is produced, then definitely magnetic material is deflect. But here we don't place any magnet. But why magnetic needle is deflect? Just think it. We don't place any magnet here. But why the magnetic needle is deflect here? Because current carrying conductor, if you consider any conductor, current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. So that magnetic field is responsible for deflection of magnetic needle. That means current carrying conductors behave as a magnet. That is an artificial magnet. So that is a point conclusion. Current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. That is the first point and first conclusion. Next, second conclusion is the direction of magnetic field. The direction of magnetic field depends upon direction of magnetic field depends upon direction of current. If current direction changes, if current direction changes, then must magnetic field direction changes. Direction changes. So these are the main conclusion by this experiment, because already we are observed two steps process of Oersted experiment. What is the first step? We are placing magnetic needle on the wire. Current is passing from south pole to north pole. If current is passing from south pole to north pole, then magnetic needle deflects towards west. Current direction south to north. Magnetic needle deflects towards west. If current direction is changes in second step, magnetic needle placed below the wire, and current direction north to south. We are changing the current direction. Current direction changes means definitely deflection of needle direction also changes. The deflection needle is towards east. My dear students, observe carefully here. Deflection is nothing but magnetic field direction. If deflection direction is nothing but here magnetic field direction. Current direction changes, then magnetic field direction also changes. The direction of magnetic field depends upon direction of current. If the current direction changes, then must magnetic field direction changes. So these are the conclusions of Oersted experiment. So dear students, up to now what we discussed. So before 18th century, we don't have an idea about electromagnetism. We don't know electricity and magnetism both are related concepts. So in 18th century, 1860, Oersted, the scientist, first he discovered that electricity and magnetism are not a different concept. There is a relation between them. So how he discovered that? By using two steps experiments. He did a two steps experiment. So by the two steps experiment, he concluded that current carrying conductor produces magnetic field, and the direction of magnetic field must depends upon direction of current. So this is about today's session. I hope all of you understood this. Dear students, while watching this lecture, if you will get any doubt, if you will feel any doubt, feel free to mention in comment box. So I hope all are understood this lecture, and all should revise concepts daily and regularly. All the very best.